I've realised something over the years. Ambition can build your life, but it can also quietly ruin it. In my last video, I talked about why I wanted to speak to people about ambition. Entrepreneurs, ordinary people, and anyone who's trying to build something better for themselves. And in that video, I said that in the next one, I would talk about my own relationship with ambition. Because I think ambition is one of those things that people talk about constantly, but very few people talk about it honestly. Now, we often treat ambition like it's automatically a good thing, like it's always a positive, like it always leads somewhere meaningful. But for me, ambition really has been complicated. It's been inspiring at times, but it's also been exciting. But it has also exhausted me. And if I'm being honest, it has caused me a lot of pressure and a lot of anxiety over the years. So, in this video, I want to talk about what ambition has given me, what it's cost me, and why I'm still chasing it at this stage in my life. When I look back, I think ambition has always been part of who I am. Even as a kid, I always had this sense that I wanted to do something. I didn't really know what that something was, and I didn't really have a clear plan. But I always had this feeling that I was meant to build a life that was bigger than just drifting through the one that I'm in now. And I think a lot of people understand that feeling. It's not about being rich or famous. It's more like that inner restlessness. A sense that you want to prove something to yourself, that you want to build a life that you can be proud of, and that you want to feel like you have not wasted your time. And for me, that feeling has never really gone away. Even when life has been good, even when things have been stable, there's always been a voice in the background saying that I'm not done yet. I think my first real experience of chasing something serious was when I trained as a chef. Because being a chef is not just a job, it is a lifestyle choice, it's intense, it's hard work, and there's that constant pressure and long hours. And it always carries that level of high standards and high expectation, and also it's a very competitive industry to work in. But it teaches you something important, it teaches you discipline, it teaches you resilience, and it teaches you that if you want something, you do not get it by wishing. You get it by turning up and doing the work. And I think that period of my life shaped my relationship with ambition in a big way. It made me believe that hard work and dedication could genuinely change your life. But it also introduced me to something else. It introduced me to stress, to exhaustion, to that constant feeling of needing to perform. And I think that was the beginning of me learning that ambition comes with a cost. After that, my life started to shift. I moved into different roles and different directions, and I've reinvented myself several times since then. I've been a chef, a teacher, and a business consultant. And now someone who's trying to build a brand and a media project and potentially something much bigger. And I think when people look at that, they might see it as variety, or as experience, or indeed as confidence. But the truth is, a lot of it came from this restlessness. I've always struggled with staying in the same place for too long. And I do not mean physically, I mean mentally, I mean emotionally, and I mean in terms of purpose. If I feel like I'm not progressing, I start to feel trapped. And that is a difficult thing to have to live with. Because stability is supported by the goal, and most people want stability, and most people want to reach a place where things are settled. But for me, once things settle, I start to question everything. And I start thinking, is this it? Is this the rest of my life? And I think that's where ambition becomes complicated. Because it's not always a positive driving force. Sometimes it is that restless force, and sometimes it is an uncomfortable force. There is a side of ambition that people do not talk about enough, and it is the mental weight of it. Because ambition creates that pressure, it creates comparison, and it creates impatience. It creates this constant feeling that you should be further ahead than you are. And I think this is one of the reasons ambition can become dangerous. Because you can build a decent life and still feel like it's not enough. Not because it's not enough for your family, not because it's not enough financially, but because it's not enough for the voice in your head. And if you're not careful, ambition turns into dissatisfaction. It turns into never being present. It turns into constantly living in the future and always chasing the next version of yourself. And I have definitely been guilty of all of that. There have been times in my life where I have struggled to enjoy what I already have because my leading thought has been, what is next? And I think this is where I have to be honest about something. Ambition and anxiety have been linked for me. I think a lot of people assume that ambitious people are confident people, that they are fearless and that they are naturally driven and unstoppable. But I do not think that is true. I think many ambitious people are actually anxious people, because ambition often comes from insecurity. It comes from feeling like you have something to prove, and it also comes from feeling like you're not enough yet. Like you need to build something to validate yourself. And I do not say that to put myself down. I say it because I think it is real. For me, ambition has not always been a joyful force. A lot of the time it's been stressful. Sometimes it's been the reason I've pushed myself too hard, and the reason I have overthought, and the reason I've struggled with pressure. Because when you care deeply about your future, you start worrying about it constantly. And then that worry can turn into anxiety, and then that anxiety turns into paralysis. And I have experienced that. I've had moments in my life where I have felt completely stuck, not because I don't want to move forward, but because I wanted it so much that it actually became overwhelming. So, this is the big part of the video. Why am I building ambition to achieve now? And why am I back on YouTube? Why am I doing this again? And the honest answer is because I've reached a point in my life where I can feel time moving. I'm not saying that dramatically, but I think when you reach your late 30s, something shifts inside of you. You start realising that the years go far too quickly, and you start realising that you cannot keep putting things off forever. And for me, I've had far too many moments where I've thought about the future and felt like I was running out of time to build a life that I really want. Not because I want to be rich, not because I want to show off, but because I want freedom, I want meaning and purpose, and I want to build something that belongs to me. And something that I can be proud of, something that my children can look at one day and say, my dad built that. And that might sound emotional, but that is the truth. This is not just content for me, this is a life project. And here is a controversial truth about my ambition. A big part of it is not positive. A big part of it is actually fear. Fear of regret, fear of wasting my potential, and fear of living the same year over and over again until I'm 50 and realising I never took the leap. And I think that fear is more common than people actually admit. People talk about ambition like it's always exciting and empowering, but sometimes ambition is simply the fear of staying the same. And I think for me, that is a huge driver. I don't want to look back and feel like I played life safe. I do not want to look back and feel like I stayed in comfort because I was scared of failing. And that fear is powerful. It can push you forward, but it can also make you restless. It can make you impatient, and it can also make you feel like nothing is ever enough. And that is something I've had to work on, and trying to build a future while still appreciating the present. So let's look at the positives, and ambition has given me a lot. It has given me the courage to reinvent myself. It has also given me the courage to try new things, and it has also given me resilience. It's given me a sense of direction and given me skills, experience and perspective. and it has helped me build a life that I'm genuinely proud of in many ways. Ambition has also given me the ability to connect with people, because ambitious people are interesting, and people who are building something are interesting. People who are trying are interesting, and I've spent years working with entrepreneurs and social enterprises and people who are trying to create change and positive impact within their communities. And that has shaped me massively. It has made me believe that ordinary people can do extraordinary things, that someone with an idea can genuinely change their own life. And that ambition is not just a personality trait, it is a decision. And I have seen it firsthand. I've seen people start from nothing and build something real that gives real value to their community. And that is why I believe in this whole project so much. But regardless of those positives, ambition has also cost me. It has cost me peace of mind at times, it has cost me sleep, it has cost me contentment, and there have been times where I've been physically present with my family, but mentally somewhere else, thinking about the future, thinking about goals, and thinking about what I should be doing next. And there have been times where I have felt like I could not relax properly because I felt guilty for not progressing. And that is one of the darker sides of ambition, that constant guilt. The feeling that the rest is weakness, and the feeling that if you slow down, you're falling behind. And I do not want to live like that anymore. I want ambition to be something that builds my life, not something that consumes it. And I want to build a future without sacrificing the present. And that is a lesson I've had to learn the hard way. And I think that is why this time feels different, because I'm not building this project from ego, I'm building it from clarity, and I'm building it from purpose. And I'm also building it from a desire to create something meaningful and real, and something that's honest and that has depth, and something that's not just motivational quotes or fake confidence. I want this channel to be a place where people can see real ambition in action, and the messy middle, the uncertainty, the doubts and the setbacks, and that restlessness, and the moments where people want to give up, but also the moments where they keep going anyway and work their way through this. And that is what I want to capture. That is what I want ambition to achieve, to represent that real ambition in action and not just words. So, where does this channel go next? Well, over the next few videos, I want to keep exploring ambition from these different angles and having honest conversations about what ambition really looks like in real life. Not the motivational quotes version of ambition, but the real version. The version where people are building something, trying to change direction, or working towards something meaningful behind the scenes. I want this channel to become a place where we talk about ambition in a way that is grounded, relatable and honest. And I want to keep sharing what I am learning along the way, because I genuinely believe that most people are capable of far more than they give themselves credit for. This is only the beginning. So, that is my relationship with ambition. It has been a gift, but it's also been a burden. It has pushed me forward, but it's also exhausted me at times. And I think that is why I'm so interested in talking about it, because I want to understand ambition properly. I want to understand what drives people, what keeps them going, what it costs them, and what it gives them. So, in the next video, I want to talk about the difference between ambition and insecurity, and why so many people chase success for the wrong reasons. So if you've liked this video, please do consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. And if you feel comfortable, leave a comment below about your own ambition or something you're quietly trying to work towards in your life. I would genuinely love to read them, and I'll see you all in the next one.